This is Draco 1. Kind of like Air Force 1, Draco 1. Draco 1. And the friggin' phone rings, of course. At least into while I was playing. So, phones suck ass. This is a Warrior Guitars. And it is actually a Dran Michael body design. Put the pick down for a second. And so the Dran Michael is, it's gorgeous. I mean, I don't know if you folks can really see the detail here, but this is a highly sculpted body. Extremely comfortable to play. There is actually an arm, what do they call this? A contour, sorry. It's called getting old, folks. Don't get old. So, you know, it's very comfortable to sit on the arms. It's the piece of wood here on the top is called white chocolate walnut. It is, that's what JD told me it was. It is about 200 years old, and hellish rare. So, you know, walnut's one of those woods that is a different tone. Nice wood, beautiful wood. Of course, it's American, which I really like. If you look on the back, you've got a piece of 210-year-old mahogany. This is the white chocolate walnut here, by the way, for the electronics cover, and that is actually the tremolo cavity is the same wood as this, and the neck, of course, is the same as well. So this is completely oiled. There's no finish on the guitar at all. It is his anointed oil finish. And but of course the real fun for me was I'm a Dragon fanatic. I love dragons, always have. And so, you know, I wanted to sort of mimic Draco from the movie Dragonheart that Sean Connery played the voice in. And great movie, love the movie. And you know, when he stands on top of the mountain and spreads his wing and blasts fire. That's actually the picture I gave to JD, and I said, you know, this is a really cool dragon. This is your classic European dragon. And if you look at the detail, I mean, he just did a freaking phenomenal job here. using turquoise and I mean all kinds of exotic stones and gems and woods, and it's just it's nuts. It's just nuts. The man definitely did his due diligence. The fretboard on here is, I believed, striped ebony, some type of striped ebony. That's terrible. I don't even remember, but I have it written down, obviously, somewhere. And stainless steel frets. And the pickups, I did change the pickups. We originally put in, well, I can actually show you at least one of them anyways. I've got them both here. I just don't put them up. So this was the original pickup that JD had in this position, which of course the red, accented the red down here in the flame, but I really didn't care for the red that much. But this actually was Rick Derringer's pickup, literally his pickup, and it's a Rick Derringer signature model, but it was Rick's pickup, and JD does his guitars at Warrior, and it good sounding pickup. I'm not busting on it, but it wasn't quite what I was looking for. I'm hellish picky, man. I'm an EMG guy, typically, and EMG 8160 is usually my combination and my choice of pickups. So instead of doing actives in this guitar, it to me warranted more of an organic feel, and I hate to use that. It's such a freaking overused term, but this is actually the John Petrucci set. This would be the liquefier in the neck position and the crunch lab and the tone, and it's I just put them in. So this is actually the first day that I've gotten to fire this up. I am using BRBS custom EX3 Mark II Jim Slick signature amplifier. So I don't know, Chris, if you want to just do a real quick pan at that, they can take a look at that. And if you want to pan at the effects rack here, the effects rack, there's a lot of shit running in there, but for the most part, you're listening to a Fractal Axe Effects. I use that just for effects only. There's a set of Eventide processors in there, the tabletop ones, I can't even remember the name of them, Time Factor and Space, and an Ocean Machine, Devin Townsend's Ocean Machine from War. That thing's beautiful. And then I have a phase shifter as well. So I kind of run my patch, you can come back over to me, Chris. I kind of run my patches very similar to the way Petrucci runs his, where I run in my Axe Effects. I think of it as one really freaking huge patch, and then I turn stuff on and off of. So actually, if you pan down to the board here, I run a Mastermind GT 22. So this pretty much, you could see what I use. I've got a drop tune that I really don't use, but it's in there. I've got a Freak Out, which I really barely use. A Tone Burst, which is a Mesa Clean Boost. It's my favorite of the bunch. I've got a Dharma, a Jeter Dharma, which is Buck Dharma's pedal. Hey, Buck. I've got Luke's pedal in there, as in Steve Lukather. And then everything else is, is Axe Effects for the most part, except for the Ocean Machine and Eventide combo there. So, I am a big... I really don't use the distortion pedals. I kind of use them just tooling around. I put them in there just because, well, I have them in there, and it is Luke and it is Dharma. But outside of that, it's pretty much Tone Burst is the only thing I will ever use, and it's only when I don't have my afterburners in the guitar. This does not have one. So that would be a situation where in a lead situation, I'd kick that in maybe to get some extra overdrive. To me, here's the deal, guys. An amplifier, and if you've ever watched my videos before of guitars or amps, I believe the amplifier should produce the tone. If you need a couple of pedals to produce your tone, now I'm talking about the amp tone now, not effect-wise, not delay, reverb, I'm talking about the actual tone of the amp. If you need an extra pedal to change how it sounds, throw the fucking amp away. It's garbage. And many of you may argue with that, but hey, to each his own, right? You want to keep doing that, you're not listening to your amp, you're listening to your pedal, or some weird mutation of the two. To me, the amp should sing. I want to hear tubes. I don't want to hear solid state. I want to hear tubes. when I'm playing in this type of environment. And don't get me wrong, I've got a Kemper sitting up there. I've got 5-6 Axe effects in here. I've got digital shit all over the place, and it has its place, and it's not bad. And most users, including ourselves, really can't tell much of a difference. But when I'm in the studio, I want to play some tubes, man. And gigging live, I have to take the other stuff with me because my back kills me. So let me get into a couple of the clean stuff, clean patches here. So if I take guys, that's just raw amp, man. There's nothing other than raw amplifier. It's about as guitar sounds, right? That was the liquefier. Here's the Crunch Lab. So you can hear a little bit fatter. I mean, it would be typical for your bridge pickup, right? Or as opposed to your neck pickup, which tends to be a little glassier. So the cool part is, when you add just a little bit, I'm just going to put a real basic reverb and delay on from the Axe Effects. It's gorgeous. And of course, putting your texture of your hands into this. So a lot of it's in the hands too, guys, obviously. But the amp still needs to sound good. So anyways, let's go through some of the grittier tones, shall we? The volume is definitely going to change, so if your speakers are turned way the hell up, you may want to turn them down a little bit. So I don't have the volumes leveled out, so sorry. But here's a Crunch. Crunchy, but yet I didn't even roll the volume back. If I roll it back a little bit, that's what an amp should do, man. Cool stuff. Now I'm going to go to a slightly edgier crunch. This amp is 6 channels, so it's like really cool. How it cleans up for as gnarly and dirty as that is. Now I'm actually going to get into the dirty channels. God, that sounds good. So let's go to the ultimate dirty channel of this thing. So I'm kind of showing off the amp as well as the guitar. So hey, why not? See, it's a little more scooped. Gnarly ass tone, man. Now, if you really want to take this thing like to a ridiculous level, I'll put on the Eventide and the Ocean Machine. Very, very, very gnarly to the edge of like crazy breakup. The feel of this guitar is, I would say, neck profile is very PRS-like. If you're into the thinner neck PRS profile, that's kind of what this is. Maybe a hair thicker. Tough to say. I've got a bunch of PRSs in there, and I mean they're incredible. This has a very, very comfortable feel to it. The finish job is just phenomenal. It's glassy, smooth. Again, I don't particularly care for finished necks, what I mean by the oil finish. So it has a very raw wood feel to it, yet it is the Anointed Oil.